Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. And Berry, I have been trying to film this video for ages, so we're just going to go ahead. And you know what? It's perfectly timed because I'm working with the Playful Pet Suite, and she's my playful pet. She likes to be in everything. So this is a simple lidded box, so it would open like that, and it's a lidded box. It's not a lidded box at all. It's a fold-over box. Oh, for goodness sake, it's just one of those days. This one is made with cardstock with DSP on top. And when I was sat downstairs having a cup of coffee just now, I thought, I wonder what it will be like just made in DSP. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, you need a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock or DSP. As I said, we're going to try it with DSP and see what it looks like. Okay, so on the first side, so you need to turn the paper so it's sideways because you don't, yeah, you do. Let's do it this way. Keep your paper the right way and score it at 2 inches and 10 inches, which is 5 and 25 centimetres. Then turn it so it's sideways and score it at 2, 5, 7 and 10 inches, which in metric is 5, 12 and a half, 17 and a half and 25. So the finished size of the box is pretty good. So it's 2 inches by 3 inches by 8, which is 5 by 7. Let's try that again. 2 by 3 by 8, which is 5 by 7 and a half by 20 centimetres. So it is a good size box. Okay, so I'm filming this on Saturday morning in readiness for you seeing this on Monday, and my husband is in bed on night duty. The children are not massively awake, it's early, and the cats just want to play. They sleep in the kitchen overnight. I have a sofa in there and they sleep on that all night long, and then when they get up they just want to play. Hence why Berry appeared. She's like, I want to play, I want to play. Okay, so that's all burnished. So I'm going to grab my scissors, and you're looking for it this way round. Yeah, there is no good way to see it. The way you've got lots of folds, and there are 3 squares on one side and 3 squares on the other, and we're going to cut into those like, oh, blimey, I can barely see. There we go, I can see it better that way round. So you cut straight down the rectangle and wedge the square, just like that. So you've got a wedge there and there, and we're going to repeat this all the way along. So I had a busy few days at the end of last week when I and all 4 of the children and Chris, we packed all the autumn winter catalogues, and they're actually going in the post today, it being Monday now. So they should be with you fairly soon. And if you would like a copy, if you don't think you're getting one because you've maybe not shopped with me before, or it's been a while since you shopped, let me know and I'll get one out in the post. Okay. Right, so that's all my pieces cut. So I'm going to grab my seal plus, and I'm going to work on these 6 tabs. Okay, and what you need to do with a pattern like this is establish which is the front. So this is the part that is going to be the top, not the front, sorry, the top. So I'm going to bring those panels round like so. So that's the top because it's going to be the right way up. These ones, they're going to fold into and stick to this rectangle here. So I bring one part up and the other. And do the same round here. Bring one and then the other. And that's rather nice. That's okay as a paper box. It's reasonably sturdy. I think if you put anything heavy inside, it's going to bow at that point. It's going to squish out, but yeah, you could line it with cardstock. you know, or what have you. So that's pretty good. Okay, so if you were to do a square box, a cardstock box like this, and you wanted to put a DSP panel on, that's going to be 7 3/4 by 2 3/4, which is 19.5 by 7 centimetres. But obviously we've just gone for this. Okay, so this is kitty cat paper. So I'm going to go with this little kitty cat here, I think. And if I've timed it right, yesterday you had a card tutorial or a card video, and that was using the playful pets as well. Okay, so what size shall I go with this? So I want to have my cat there and that there. Is that going to fit? Okay. So I'm measuring down at the bottom of my paper to work out what size I want. And I want 2.5 by 2.5 centimetres, inches in Whisper White. So 2.5 centimetres, I still can't speak, 2.5 inches. Oh, nearly dropped the paper. 2.5 inches is 6.5 centimetres. So I'm going to go 2.5 by 2.5. I'm going to grab some cardstock. So I've got Flirty Flamingo, because that's the pink of the cat food bowl. And I'm going to go 2 3/4. So a quarter of a centimetre bigger. So if you're working in metric and you want to do the same, 6.5 by 6.5, 7 by 7. Okay, and let's get a nice big block. Probably far too big, but that's okay. So I'm using my grid paper to line up the cat and line up the words. I've got my memento. Let's hope this works. So I'm going to put my piece of cardstock on there. Little tiny little bit wibbly, but we've got the emergency reverse. Let's try that again. Better. There we go. So I'm going to leave that to dry for a second while I get my box closed. And we've got this lovely baker's twine. This one and this ribbon. So these are the pair that come with this suite. I'm just going to go with this one. And the first thing I want to do is get one of these trinkets on. So we've got little hearts and dog bones. So that's what you would have on the collar of a cat or a dog, if you put a collar on your cat or dog. So I'm going to feed that through, kind of. And then tie a bow. Okay, and that's a nice sweet little bow on there. Oh, the world class scissors. Let's make my good ones. My good ones, my very good snips, now have a little red ribbon on them. So that I know they're my good red snips. Okay, what colour shall we do this cat? Should we go for a couple of browns? Why not? And that might be a bit too pink. So I'll go petal pink. On the inside of the ears. Somebody's calling Sorrel, she's on the move. And then these two are light crumb cake and dark crumb cake. So what I'm going to do first is go around the edges. And the tail. Not particularly neatly. Don't have to do it super neat. I'm going to use the thin end for there, for the ears. And just pick up a few bits. So again, I'm just sort of dotting it around and then come back in with the light and smush it all around. Start at the outside and work in. I'm sure there's probably a really, really sensible scientific way to use alcohol markers. I just have a bit of fun with them. And I think too many people are a little bit scared of them. It's paper and card. If it doesn't look right, that's okay. Do it again. Okay, let me zoom back out again. Right. And then pop this on here. So I'm going to use seal for this one. Onto there, and then dimensionals. Anybody who saw my Instagram on Friday, you will see that Chris wandered into my office and said, "Sam, can I have some cardstock?" And I'm like, yes. And with a little bit bemused, I cut some to 23 centimetres square. And then he sent me a photograph, and he'd found this old shadow frame in his garage. Oh no, oops. He found this old shadow frame in his garage and an old spanner, wrench, I think you guys in America call it, we call them spanners. And he'd found one and he decided to put it inside this frame in his garage. And as you know, I have a slightly squeaky chair, so somebody commented and I thought it was very funny. She said, "This is the key to fixing your squeaky chair." And I thought, you're right. And Chris has promised to fix my squeaky chair. He's on nights this weekend, so he'll be day off Monday when you're seeing this. And yeah, hopefully he'll fix my chair, because it's very squeaky. So anyway, oh, Berry's coming to give her seal of approval. What do you think? You like? Yeah, she's just, oh, she likes. I like them. I do think I prefer it in the cardstock, but actually I rather like it in the paper too. Maybe prefer is the wrong word, but I like them both. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me and Berry, who's now playing with a ribbon. I hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.